What's up, guys? A lot of people have been requesting me to make a video about Lapu, so here it is. Even though I'm not good at using him, I made this just to fulfill your requests. I practiced on my low-rank account so the enemies would be weak. This is actually the account I usually use for making videos, so the enemies aren't that strong. My opponent in the EXP lane was just a top 27 global Owlus. That's why he was really weak in this game. I know you'll notice a lot of mistakes I made in this video because I only have a few matches with him. That's why I used my low-rank account, so I could at least look strong. Here I saw Julian use his enhanced second skill, which means he had no other skills left, so I immediately jumped in to kill him. But YSS had so much damage, he ended up one-shotting Julian. And honestly, I'm a Filipino, so I really like this hero's voice line when using the ultimate, especially the Tagalog one. It's not just because it's in Tagalog, but also because it has a deep meaning. There are many variations of Lapu's combos. It really depends on the situation and what you need more. His skills take a while to land when he's in ultimate form, so choosing the right combo for different situations is important. And by the way, I was using the new map here, and all the jungle creeps are dinosaurs. You can also ride the Lord, and I'm not sure if this is permanent or just temporary. If it's temporary, some viewers might get confused when they watch this video, and the feature is no longer available. They might even call me a cheater. Anyway, I only had 20 stars after this game. Kind of embarrassing. It's been over a week since the season started, and this is still my rank. Maybe I'm just too weak as a solo player. In the next game, I used Lapu again, and my lane opponent was Minsithar. I noticed something that might help you when using either of these heroes. Lapu can still use the second phase of his ultimate even inside Minsithar's ultimate, same with his enhanced basic attack. Kind of weird though. It's part of his passive, but maybe that's just how it works when it comes to basic attacks, just like Alucard. But Ruby and Wanwan's passives don't work inside it. So now you know, you shouldn't use Minsithar against Lapu. And if you're using Lapu against Minsithar, don't be afraid of his ultimate. So yeah, Kimmy basically carried us in this game. It's really easy to win in low rank since the enemies are weak. In the next game, my lane opponent was Ruby. Between these two, I think they're pretty equal, but they have different strengths. Lapu is great for jumping into the back lines, while Ruby is really good at countering assassins since she can constantly interrupt their dashes. In a 1v1 with no minions, I think Lapu has a slight advantage. Anyways, I used Vengeance in this game because I could easily reach the enemy backlines without needing Flicker, since they had no mobility, especially Mia, who was only using Inspire. So Vengeance was perfect for this match. As long as you see a Mia on the enemy team, you already know it's a winnable game. Of course, the enemy team can still win if they're strong, but it won't be Mia who carries. There's no way I'd let any Layla, Hanabi, or Mia have an easy game when they're up against me. I don't hate marksmen since I use them too, especially Granger, Claude, and Wanwan. Those are the ones I play. It's just the trash trio of marksmen that I hate having as teammates and even as enemies. Lapu has a lot of CC immunity, all coming from his ultimate. You really need to maximize that and have good timing when using it. But look at Mia. She just wasted her ultimate, the only thing that could have saved her. And she's already useless, yet still wasting it. What surprises me more is that this player is already mythic. It's just funny how there are actually stronger players in Legend rank now. In my last video, you could clearly see how good the enemy was, but you discredited it just because they were in Legend. Don't be like that. You know who you are, and there are a lot of people like you. Just because your rank is higher than others, you think you're automatically better. That kind of mindset is nonsense. Because maybe they just don't have that many matches yet. I mean, you can clearly see how they play. You're just turning a blind eye. Just because you had 50 stars last season with over 1,000 matches, you think you're already strong.
Look at this!
So this is the item and emblem build I usually use for Lapu. The fighter emblem works really well on him. As for the build, Hunter Strike is great for extra damage, especially if you're playing solo. Then War Axe, followed by sustain items depending on the enemy or your preference. You can also remove Hunter Strike and replace it with a defense item to make yourself tankier, especially if your team doesn't have a frontliner. For his battle spell, there are 3 you can use: Flicker, Vengeance, or Revitalize. Flicker might be the best overall, but depending on your enemies and playstyle, Vengeance might work better for you. Still, in general, Flicker is considered the best option by most players.
Some people can never be conquered.
And by the way, in this game, we had a Ruby in the gold lane. I've also had games where either the enemy or my teammates used a fighter in the gold lane. More and more players are starting to try unusual but deadly lineups. And here, I learned something about this holy defense. I really thought it could knock me back, but it didn't, so I ended up dying. Well, Lapu is CC immune during his ultimate, which is why I tried it, just to see if the turret could knock me back. Since it's a turret, I thought it might have some kind of special effect. It's really funny how some people in the comments complain about using fighters in the gold lane, saying I should use heroes based on the recommended lane. They really think the gold lane is only for marksmen. You can tell they don't think for themselves. That's just Mobile Legends recommendation. It's not an absolute rule. People who say that lack creativity. And just think about it. If we followed the logic of those small brains, then fighter heroes should only be EXP laners, right? But why are so many fighters better roamers than actual tanks or supports? And on the flip side, why are some tanks more effective in the EXP lane than as roamers? If you just use your brain, even a little, you'd get what I'm talking about. But don't get me wrong, some marksmen are actually better than fighters. But that doesn't mean fighters are bad. They can definitely keep up. And don't try to stop us from being creative just because you don't have the brain to be creative yourself.